Hey, and welcome to Be Inspired with the Amber. I'm your Puerto Rican mommy with a sprinkle of French. And how you doing? And today I wanted to share some chats with you for the truther community out there, and for those who are bumping into my channel by accident. Hello, how are you? How's your night going so far? And I wanted to clear the air just a bit with the singing bowl. And let's hope that um, from now to the ending of this week, that we will have positivity uh, more so than negativity, since um, we're having elections. And you know how that's been just as corrupt as I don't know what. Okay. Clearing the air so people can get some wisdom, bringing your condition of life or your frequencies up high. Hello, sweetheart. What's wrong? What's wrong, Lundy? Hmm. Anyway, so that we can gain wisdom during these times. Today, I'm not going to be doing the tarot cards. It's too late to be doing the tarot cards, anywho. And I'm going to be doing the pendulum. And generally, the pendulum moves by itself. So a lot of people say, oh, does it really move by itself? Yes, it moves by itself. Okay, spirit guides and good spirits are always protecting me, of course, and I have a very strong light, very strong aura, so I am protected 24/7. Okay, so when I say, can you show me yes, it's going to show me yes. So it goes straight across. See, it's moving by itself. I'm not moving it. Stop. Show me no. It shows me no. Stop. Show me maybe. And going that way is showing me maybe. Stop. Show me rephrase. Okay? So it's rephrasing when it doesn't understand a question, because this is basically, a little board. Has the yes, has the no, the maybe, the rephrase, etc. And today I just want to share what I watched. Uh, I watched. I generally watch Our Everyday Lives with Michael uh, Della Rocca. I watched him. I kind of like him because he's very deep yet practical, explaining and explaining um, things that are happening in our everyday lives, basically. And I like also going into Janine Margeau's um, website as well. She's got good content, wonderful content. And I watched the Wonder Twins. I also took a sneak peek today at Kabbalah Guru when I watched him. He's got some very good content as well. He had a few guests. Kind of confused me a bit when he was talking about what Ishmael Perez talks about, yet he spoke about this one character, this one evil character. Name starts with an A. I don't want to repeat it, and talking about it differently. So that kind of threw me off a bit. However, as long as the truth community knows that not everything is going to be 100%. Hold on one second. Hello, sweetie. What's wrong? Hello. What's wrong, honey? Stop. Sorry about that. I'm checking up on my dog. She does weirdness when I'm doing something like this, or when I'm doing anything. She's stuck on me like, like close to my hip. She's just, I take her everywhere basically. Take her to the store, I take her wherever I go, she comes with. All in all, yeah, so just wanted to share that with you. And because cosmically he was talking about that this so-called character with the name A, I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about, ends in I, you know, A-N, and ends in I, and I don't want to repeat the name, and basically talking about that this guy will give us, I don't know, something with, so we can activate uh, our DNA, whatever. But then again, um, Ismail Perez talks about the solar flares that are going to activate our DNA. So that kind of threw me off. However, when I listened to some of Jane Morjou's content, she was talking about that during this time, on the 11th hour, you're going to have many people saying something and many people listening to what this other person is saying, and it can be confusing. So just stick with what you feel in your heart. Stick with what you feel in your heart, what you think is the best thing for you to stick with, because at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen, not everyone has it stuck in their, in their brain as to what's really going to happen. Speaking of that, I'm going to ask some questions with the pendulum. I'm going to ask some questions. And before I ask questions, I'm going to use the frequency bowl so that whatever questions I ask, um, that they come out with clear yeses and nos and maybes. Okay? All right. For clarity. Clarity, please. Okay. For clarity, drink some water. Speaking of water, I've been more thirsty than usual, and they generally say when you're ascending or we're becoming wiser, whereas our DNA starts to activate on our on a cellular level, but it's not really yet. As far as full throttle, we become thirstier. It affects our bodies. Our bodies can become swollen and all of that. And I've experienced those effects. And just I've been sleepier than ever. I've been more tired. I've been, where I don't want to sleep, I fight my sleep. Then when I'm going to go to sleep, I go to sleep, but then I don't want to wake up. But I do fight my sleep because it's like the time is going by so fast that I be thinking that I missed something. All in all, okay. What I'm going to ask was the guy that was on the Guru channel, was he saying truths about the guy with the name of A? Was he saying the truth on that? It says no. Okay, it says no. He's not saying the truth, or he's probably missing something from that. Okay. Is Ishmael Perez the one that's saying the truth about what's really going on? Because um, cosmic wise, yes. Okay. And sometimes what happens is that when we become involved in the whole thing of sit down, sweetheart, sit down. When we become involved in, we want to be involved in the whole thing with the other universes being multi-dimensional. It's something new being involved in the new Earth. Although it is going to happen, you have a lot of people that may have those abilities, but sometimes uh, may not know it like they think they do. And so it's good to look at all sides to see exactly, and just trust your gut instinct to see what's really going to manifest. Because at the end of the day, the truths are going to come out. And speaking of truths, I missed the rally, Trump's rally, which I'm going to watch possibly tomorrow or Tuesday. Have a seat, sweetheart. Hold on one second. Get over here, honey. Come, come on, come on. Oh my God. You okay, honey? Hmm? What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh my God, she wants a hug. You want a hug, my love? You want a hug? It's okay, sweetheart. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, it's okay. She sometimes gets that way. It's okay. Just have a seat, honey. Have a seat. Yeah, so sometimes, you know, we all want to help, and we all want to um, give information that we may see can benefit others out there, or just share, you know, what's going on. Because at the end of the day, this whole system with uh, the dark cult is falling down the waistline. It's going down, and we're starting into a new earth. We're going into the fourth and fifth dimension, although many of us are already in the fourth dimension, and the fourth dimension already. Some are in the fifth dimension, and they go into, they have open portals already, where they go into the dimensions, and they go in and out and receive messages, become stronger, um, clairvoyantly or psychically, whatever you want to call it, and that's exactly how it's going to be. We'll be able to visit our loved ones, whether it may be in our sleep. We may see them when we're half asleep, half awake, because that's in the dimension that they're in. They'll be able to give us messages in their dimension. We may be able to lengthen our lives, or we may come back in another life and probably live for thousands and thousands of years. There's so much that's going to be happening, which is why a lot of people don't know exactly what's going to happen. And then you have those that are going to try to confuse many of the ones who are already setting their mind to what's going to be happening, so that people can become more depressed and more blue and more confused. But if you already have your mindset as to what's going to happen, then you already know, then you already know what's going to happen. And you shouldn't worry about anything that's going to happen, because at the end of the day, we already won the war, right? We already won the war. If we wouldn't have won the war, that target that was supposed to be meant for us for our planet would have targeted our planet. And then you had that black hole that could have sucked our planet from the inside out. However, here we are. Here we are, alive and well, especially those that didn't get the on the arm, which was really not a good thing, but a bunch of heavy metals to make you sick. Some people croaked from it, from not doing their research, basically, from not doing the research. Same thing with not buying, if you buy crypto or XRP, whatever. So some people feel that if you buy XRP, that you're going to have monies and it's going to go nicely for you, etc., etc. And yeah, it's been. I'm so sorry if I'm being distracted. My dog is distracted. She's acting weirdly. I've never seen her acting this weird. Okay. I'm just gonna do. Sweetie, please sit down. Sit down. I'm gonna do a singing bowl for her because she's acting weird. Sit down, honey. Okay. She must be seeing something because she's acting weird. Feeling something, some type of energy. All right, sweetheart, relax. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask some more questions. I'm going to ask some more questions. Hold on. Want some water? Hold on. You want some water? Sorry about that, you guys. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, I put some water on your bowl, sweetheart. Here you go. Here you go. Oh my God. Okay. Here you go. I don't know. Here you go. Here you go, sweetheart. Well, she has a tendency to do that once in a while. When I generally take her to the salon with me, she'll do something like that. Truly apologize for that. All in all, we're going to ask questions about the election. Is the election going to go on November 8th? Is it going to go on as usual? It says yes. Are the ones that are selected, that are going to be selected, are those going to be the ones that are going to proceed in office? Are they going to be the ones who are going to be in office? It says no. Then it went to maybe. Oh, it went to maybe. It's going all over the place now. Okay, is there going to be confusion during the week of the elections? Yes. Is there going to be any civil unrest, any stupidity going on? No. Is the military going to be handling the elections afterwards, after the aftermath of it? Yes. So basically, when there's boots on the ground, you do not want to be, messing with anybody when they have boots on the ground, because they do not play. Military does not play, so you don't want to get in their way. Believe you me, that's the last thing you want to do, is get in their way. For sure. All in all, I'm going to ask some more questions. I missed Donald Trump's rally today. I missed his rally. Speaking of that, is Donald Trump going to run in 2024? And I think I asked this question last time. It says, yes, he is. Is Donald Trump going to win 2024? Yes, he is. And I don't even need this to actually, to tell you if he is going to win. I do want to ask some other questions, though. Hold on one second. They talk about the solar flares. Have a seat. They talk about the solar flares. Wow, she's acting really different. They talk about the solar flares as they basically, they download your DNA, or it activates your DNA. It gives you downloads, right? Currently, is the sun giving our DNA, is it downloading information in our DNA currently? Okay, it says yes. Will full throttle happen in May of next year with this whole solar flash thing? Will it happen in May of next year? Will it happen in May of next year? It says yes. Okay, it says yes. So I don't know if I'm right about it. It says yes, that it is going to happen in May. Will there be boots on the ground because of it? It says yes. I think it'll freak out a lot of people. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Is it going to be a rare type of weather when this happens? Is it going to be rare? Yes. It'll probably be where the sun is really close to the earth, and just freak out everybody. It's going to be like, what I see is like the sun just overpowering, like coming right through the earth, almost like kissing the nose of the earth and just pushing it and giving off the flare where the whole world will feel it. I had a dream about that years ago when I was about 6 years old, that the sun was so close to the earth. And I remember being in a balcony and I was looking at it and I couldn't see almost because it was so bright I couldn't see. So probably this is basically how it's going to be, but it's going to be, it's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect everybody somehow. Whether it's going to happen in May, that's what I feel. I may be wrong. It could happen before, right? It could happen before, but every day as we progress, as we go on, day by day, it's already happening where the sun is downloading information into our DNA. They said we had junk DNA. That was bullshit. It's not junk. The human body has never been junk, and our DNA has the Akash records, what we've done, like how Ralph Smart used to say, what you do echoes throughout the universe. So everything that you've done is inside of your DNA. Rather, if you've done a crime years ago, tens of thousands, that's in your DNA. Whatever you've done. If you've drowned, if you've been killed, if you've been rich, if you've been poor, if you've been whatever. you've been a mother, if you've been a father, all of that is in your DNA. And they say that you're gonna be able to remember it. As to how true that is, I mean, that would be fabulous to remember everything so that you'll know. I think with that said, if you can remember all that, I think you'll have the wisdom. You'll have the wisdom to know exactly uh, what to do and what not to do, because so many people don't use the wisdom. They just do things impulsively and don't care about what other people think. I mean, we all have that, right? So let's say, for instance, if somebody tells you something, and if you do idle conversation over the phone, which is terrible to do. Really it is, because then it'll be idle talk, and it'll be a waste to just talk about nothing, because all it does is, instead of sparking friendship, it sparks up enemies in the long run. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. So, you have friends, treat them at face value, go out, do nice things, and that's about it. You don't have to talk for hours and hours, because it doesn't get nowhere, right? It doesn't get you nowhere. It's just basically air, just wasted air, where the universe is just sucking it up. And some people may not take what you say, something nice, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, and then people may get the wrong impression of you as well. May think something totally different. But all in all, that's basically what happens in life. We have to be aware of things we do, things we say, and just take care of ourselves, and do the best thing we can. And sometimes when people want advice, you don't want to give them advice, because when you give them advice, then they're going to think, oh, you're jealous of me, you gave me the wrong advice, or whatever. No, then pray about it, or you're jealous of me because if this guy does something to you, you share it with somebody, and this guy is abusive, or this man is this and that, and you're sharing that craziness with everybody. Guess what? People are going to tell you, leave the man alone. It's not a safe place to be with a person like that. But sometimes the best thing to do is not say anything, and just cut the person short, and just keep it moving, right? These are things that happen, in people's lives, the idle talk, all of that wasted energy. Okay, so you want to make sure that these days you just, instead of doing the idle talk, meditate a little bit, pray a little bit, get closer to God, because we're in the Christ, the light of Christ. Currently, we are in the light of Christ, and we gotta always wear that shield, right? The armor. How do you call the shield of God? You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared, because this has been a long fight for many years. This has been a very long fight. We've been under this um, this this whole thing, where these serpents have taken over, and have done this for thousands of years, and have tried to take everything away from us, because we were angelic beings from the very beginning, and our DNA was working. But you know what? I think by them kind of nipping our DNA, we've grown so much to that aspect. So once we get that DNA into activation, if you're close to God, and you want to be a good person, because I think if you want to be a good person, it can be done. It can be done. You could be a good person. It's possible to be a good person. You just got to do it. You can't just say you want to be a good person and do something the total opposite, right? You have to do what you can, especially during this time, because you don't want to age in dog years, right? Because this is not like the age of Pisces, right? This is the age of Aquarius. And right now, in the fourth dimension, you're seeing things for what they are. You're seeing people for what they are. You're seeing your friends for what they truly are. You're seeing they don't have to talk to you. You could read. You could read what they're thinking, right? Some of you can read what I can read what they're thinking without even talking to them. And sometimes I'm like, oh well, whatever, you know. You can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. You have to take care of yourself. Do something nice if you can. That's all you can. It's good to have friends, but you have to take care of yourself the best way you know how. Because at the end of the day, your friends weren't raised with you. They have different ways of being. They have different feelings, and everybody has different feelings. From your family, your family could have been raised with you as well, but they feel totally different. So some people even abandon their family members, even abandon friendships, and especially currently right now. Why? Because we're ascending. We're going into one dimension to another, from the fourth to the fifth to the sixth. Some people are going to the sixth dimension because of all the work they've been putting into their spirituality. They've been really, really working hard, and not everybody has. And those few that have been doing crazy acts, they're going to feel the wrath sooner or later. They're going to feel it. Probably they're feeling it now mentally, you know. However, with that said, let's do a little singing bowl for those people who are going through a lot, who don't have a direction, and who want to change and don't know how. Yes, 432 hertz singing bowl. We need wisdom right now. We need the brave people. We need the warriors. We need the truth seekers, the light workers, the old souls, light workers, truth seekers, warriors to stand up. Stand up. And those of you who do not understand what's going on, you will see it. I mean, they have truths everywhere. They have truths. If you Google something up, you research, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You see it on Instagram. You see it in Twitter. Twitter right now has free speech, which is awesome. It's an awesome thing that it has free speech. This, I mean, this clarity comes with clearing out the whole big tech, okay? And this is what's happening. Starting off with Twitter, sooner or later it's going to be the news, the mainstream media. Because I haven't watched news for how many years? It's been 3 years. I haven't watched, sit down and watch the news, because when I used to watch the news, because when I was at the radio station, I would, do my best, get the news from there and report it where I was at. And, and I would come home and I would, I wasn't into politics, but when all of this came about with the fake demic, the kind of thing came on, and still a lot of people are still, and they will be petrified for the rest of their life. They will be petrified with their stuff in their nose. However, when it's really cold, it's okay to wear the mask, but wear a nice one. Don't wear the ones where you're sniffing all that synthetic stuff. Buy a nice warm one that you could wear for the winter, because the mask is okay to wear when the weather is super cold. But please comment below if you want to comment about whatever you feel like commenting. Do you still wear a mask? Did you get this, and are you getting any oxygen therapy as far as anything for heavy metals? Are you using anything to get better? Have you had any side effects from it? Because, they said 60% wasn't going to be bad, either 30 or 40% of the was going to be bad. But there's a lot of things out there that can help you, like I said before. Also, the Tesla Biohealer is what I use. I didn't get that, but I've had, but then again, I don't want to put it out there. Don't want to put anything out there with any type of poor health, because we want good health, right? We want optimum health. And Tesla Biohealers is really good for that. You want a doctor in your room, a doctor 24/7. Keep these babies by your bedside, right? Keep them by your bedside. I keep these by my bedside,